talk about Brock Purdy. I mean,
good for him. He didn't play great.
No, you're not getting off with that.
No.
Brock Purdy balled out today.
I said he played
phenomenal.
great.
He absolutely balled out today.
Absolutely, 100%.
And it's just nice and juicy that CJ Stroud played like crap today. So it's just a really, really juicy coincidence that just a couple weeks after having a whole conversation about how CJ Stroud, look at him typing. He's typing so fast.
I'm typing
everyone
too.
went to
Don't
the
worry.
Purdy also struggled against the same defense that Stroud struggled against.
Yeah, but he do it for over 300 yards. He played much better than CJ Stroud.
And they both lost against the same team.
But but we're not talking about the teams. We're talking about those quarterbacks individually.
You guys talk about Purdy.
No, because Purdy played much better against the same team. He played much better on this day without Christian McCaffrey, without George Kittle. He's making Juwan Jennings, 3 touchdowns? How many yards did he get today? Purdy was it was a bad day for Purdy haters today. It was a rough day.
You're taking a victory lap, week 3, when he's had more games that he's played bad than he's played good because of one.
Wait, what are his bad
What were his
games?
bad games?
His first game, he's thrown
0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The last week, 1 touchdown and 1 interception.
So they won that first game, right?
They won the first game.
And
Did they lose today?
And Jordan Mason went off.
But did they lose today?
I know, but you're counting that as a bad game. A game they won where Jordan Mason was the star, so they let him be the star.
So 2 weeks in a row.
That's a bad game?
So 2 weeks combined, 1 touchdown and 1 interception is fine?
No. I'm asking about that first game. Do you consider that a bad game? A game they won because Jordan Mason was the star.
The first game where he had
is that a bad game?
0 touchdown passes?
Is that a bad game?
Statistically, yeah.
No. Is that a bad game? Yes or no?
Statistically, yes.
No, he did not play a bad game.
Then you don't know football.
I thought we were talking statistics.
No,
I thought we were talking statistics.
Is that a bad game? The game that he won with Jordan Mason where he goes off?
We're talking stats, right?
We're talking statistics, yeah. You guys do.
Come on.
Are
you serious?
That is
And then-
such crap.
And then today when he lost, you're like, well, see, but his stats are great. But he lost. Like, so which one do you want? The stats
At the
or the ones he
beginning
lost?
of this show,
If you watch
guys
that
said
game,
it's a
he did not lose the team that
That
game.
is crazy.
Moody
well,
missing a field goal.
Hold on. That is crazy because about an hour ago, this was about stats. And now I'm bringing up stats, and now all of a sudden,
But he put him in position to win the game. And
which are stats? Last time I checked.
Okay, what were his yards that game?
He has 0 touchdowns.
It's
That's the only stat we can
zero
focus on.
touchdowns.
He had
That's
200
the only stat. He's a quarterback.
Yeah,
That is
231.
Oh, come on.
230.
A game they blew them out.
This is crazy.
That game
This
that they
is-
blew them out. I'm sorry. Next time
But
they're
we're
up,
talking about stats,
next
right?
time they're up by 20, let's just say, hey, Shanahan, you should probably be throwing the ball over the field because
we're talking about stats,
because
right?
Gabe needs his number not to be 0,
But
even
we're
though
talking
you're
about
winning
stats,
the game.
right? Are we talking about stats?
Yes, we're talking about stats.
Okay, he lost. Okay, fine. He lost today then.
So
does that-
you're
does that-
saying that every game that a quarterback throws no touchdowns, that's a bad game for that quarterback.
Statistically,
You don't know
No, it's
football.
not. No,
then.
it's not.
You don't know football.
We're talking statistics, all right?
We're talking football. You don't know football then.
No,
if you
no,
think
we're
that's
talking
true.
statistics.
No,
That's
I know,
been the
I know
whole
you're
thing.
trying to hide behind that, but that's not a thing that you think it is.
Angel,
That is an empty argument.
Angel, was that not the whole argument?
No, first is like, well, he wins, and then he.
That's
I don't understand that.
His
this
first
whole thing was about numbers.
Yeah, his first good game was today, and I just like, yeah, see,
Okay, then let's.
I told you.
Let's bring up the numbers. Let's bring up the numbers.
Okay.
CJ Stroud on the season: 709 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. Brock Purdy: 842 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
And if you remember, the argument was, hey, these two guys are probably, you got to have a conversation about who's better. And then you guys were like, no, they're not even, it's not even a conversation. It's not even the same thing. Like, they definitely are.
So did I not just bring up the stats?
They
The
definitely
stats are
are.
right there. I mean,
who's
they're
ahead?
neck
By
and
the
neck.
way, can someone read today's stats? Like, are we just going to gloss over that? Because the whole thing was, well, if they didn't have all these weapons and Brock Purdy has to do a little bit more, then he's not going to be able to do it. Game 1, Game 2, he had all those weapons, so he didn't need to do it. Game 3, he doesn't have those weapons. What happens?
Yeah, I mean, you made the argument. If C-Mac goes down, it's going to be catastrophic. And he hasn't played all season.
Did they win today then? No, see, no.
His team let him down. You got a missed field goal and a drop.
Hold on.
You have a dropped wide open pass.
You don't want me to name stats.
Bell has
Hold
an
on,
open pass if he catches the ball. Look, you just said.
Time out. Hold on. You don't want me to talk stats, so I'm not gonna bring up stats anymore. You mentioned
Wait, who
today's.
says we
Hold
don't
on.
want-
Hold on. Chill.
Let him finish a terrible point.
Chill. You don't want to talk stats,
Okay.
so I won't talk stats.
All right.
So now I'm gonna go by. Okay, well, you guys taking a victory lap today. Did he win the game then?
No, they did not win the game.
We didn't.
So, like,
have
what do you
a
want me to go
team-
by?
We didn't have a team record bet.
Okay,
We bet on the stats.
Do you understand that you're going to be
I
able to
understand
point to some random
This is
stat
crazy.
every single game? Like if
This isn't a random stat.
like
This is
Sam, I'm
touchdowns,
sure
interceptions.
Sam Darnold today played a great game. You could probably point to some stat where like, well, did he have an interception?
Okay, but I'm not going by petty stats. I'm going
That's
by
exactly what you're doing.
Touchdowns, interceptions is a
Right,
petty
and
stat
then you
for a
switch
quarterback?
it to, oh, did they win the game? Are we talking
No.
about these
You
quarterbacks
guys
playing well or
switched
not?
it to
No,
that.
Gabe,
I didn't
You
switch it to
just
that.
No, with the
Gabe,
numbers
we
are
just brought up the numbers. Who's ahead? Who's ahead?
No,
Answer the question.
We're talking about this week.
We're not.
You guys,
the bet is not week to
this
week.
week.
He brought up this week.
Did CJ Stroud play a good game?
He just
Did
said
CJ
right
Stroud
now.
play a
He
good
just
game?
said right now. I'm going to take a victory lap on
Did
this one. It's
C-
like
okay,
it's not
okay,
over. He's
both-
had
and-
one
and
week.
answer-
So then
answer
on
Terrell's
this
question.
Both
week,
teams lost.
Yeah.
Who played the worst game?
As far as this week goes,
Yes.
I would say Purdy did. No. I'm sorry. Stroud did.
okay,
Stroud
okay.
did. But
to erupt.
but what I'm simply saying is, I mean, as far as like week to week, who's been better? As far as like, I mean, I know the stats are sort of like the same there, but who's been playing better week to week? If you have one quarterback that throws
You're
four,
just Brock
hold on. If you have you have one guy that throws 5 touchdown passes, but he throws it in one game. You have another guy that throws five touchdown passes, but he throws it in 3 games. Who's actually the better guy?
They've done that second scenario you brought up. They both have done that.
Yeah.
They spaced out their
I'm
scoring.
talking about
over
this
the
week.
What did Stroud do today?
I'm talking about this week.
This week, Stroud was
I'm
garbage.
sorry, not this week. This year.
This year, we just brought up the numbers. Brock Purdy's numbers are better than CJ Stroud so
But-
far, and they've spaced out. They spaced it out.
There's
week
no
over
I don't know
week.
what the
The
argument is.
numbers are there. There's no argument.
You made your own argument. They both have spaced out their numbers over each game, and Brock Purdy's numbers are better. And this week, they both lost.
He has
that-
one
how's
good.
that
He has
wow?
one good. He has
He
one
hasn't
good
had
game.
one good game. He's had 3 good games.
Statistically,
Statistically, has CJ
Zero-
Stroud
zero-
has Brock
zero-
Purdy had a bad a game as
touchdown
CJ
pass,
Stroud?
one touchdown pass in 2 games.
Has
is
Brock
good. Is
Purdy
good
had
2
as
weeks
bad a
ago?
game
So
as he
the-
played
the
this week?
thing you're
The
doing-
season
No, hold
goes.
on, no. I answer your question. Now I'm going into mine.
I'm not-
One touchdown pass in 2 weeks is good.
He has. Oh, you mean week 1 and 2?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean we already said that Mason was the star of week 1. So it's not just about the touchdown passes. Look, we already spaced it out.
But the whole argument was based on what he
Has
can do.
Brock? Okay, now my question: has Brock Purdy had as bad a game as CJ Stroud had today? In all 3 games,
Zero touchdown passes is pretty bad for
No,
a
the
quarterback.
answer is no, because he threw those picks.
0 touchdown passes for a quarterback. Yes.
CJ, that's crazy.
Did
That's
you watch
crazy.
that game?
If Anthony Richardson throws 0 touchdown passes, okay, fine. Caleb Williams throws 0 touchdown passes, okay, fine. Purdy throws 0 touchdown passes, that's a bad game.
they were running the ball the whole game.
Yeah, they were up.
And Gabe, what you're doing is you're flipping that argument as well. You're leaning
Guys,
on a game
I bring stats in, and
You gotta
hate
let
that.
someone
You're
else
not gonna
talk
let me
at some
finish.
point.
You're not gonna let me finish. You asked us to let you
I
finish.
know, but you're saying you're
Oh, he's not gonna let me
you're
finish.
just
Go ahead.
repeating yourself right now.
I have not said a word.
Okay, fine. Then you're just repeating him. Then
No, I'm not. If you let me finish, you're flipping the argument as well. You're leaning on a game where they were ahead, they were running, there was no reason to pass, no reason to push the ball down the field. The fact that he had 0, did you watch that game? In what world would he need to be just laying out the ball, throwing touchdown passes? You're flipping what you're saying Terrell is doing, you're actually doing that on the opposite end. You're leaning on the fact that he lost, or that he won a game that he didn't put up big numbers, but he played well. And then you're leaning on the fact that he lost the game where he balled out today. If we go week to week, this is all we're going to do on both sides.
yeah, there's just
Look at the numbers. Brock Purdy's ahead. That's what the discussion was, and that's where we are today.
yeah. Purdy can't do no wrong.
Angel?
He's good.
Okay, so you're not even really gonna have a conversation.
This is your guy.
That was a lot to. I'm trying to digest all the words that just happened. I'll stay on my bet. That's all I'll say. I'll stay on my bet. Let's see at the end of the season where things lie. It's a very good argument though, because these guys are very comparable. They're more comparable than I thought. But I want to see at the end of the year who has better stats.
That's all we're trying
Sounds
to do.
like you acknowledge that Brock.
It sounds
Purdy
like
balled out
I
today.
don't want to yell and scream for another 20 minutes. I just want. Come on now.
I need to answer the question. Who played better today?
You remember last week when the Vikings beat the 49ers? I didn't go like, let's bring up. I'm like, let's just wait the whole season because I knew it's a whole season. Then when Purdy has the first good game, let's talk about Purdy for 20 minutes and just scream at each other.
Wait, are you with that same thing where that week 1 game is a bad game for Brock Purdy? Because he didn't throw a touchdown? I feel like you know football better than that.
Comparatively, don't tell people they don't football. Comparatively to Stroud, we're just comparing
Oh boy.
Purdy won, Stroud won, right? Week 1. Stroud played better week 1.
See, that's a fair. You can say that Stroud played better week 1.
But
You
it's
can't
also
say that
fair.
was a bad
It's also
game.
fair. Stroud has played better in 2 games rather than Purdy has played good in 1 game. Like today, they lost last week. 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and they lost.
See, but you can't make that argument because they won week 1.
It's just.
What did I just say? I just said that was a great argument.
I'm gonna wait till the end of the season.
Or at least
and we're gonna
that's
figure
what
it
they're
out.
saying.
I just said that's a great argument.
As long as he wins, he could throw 3 picks and no touchdowns.
No, see,
it's
that-
fine.
that's
It's
okay.
one.
You're
That's the
saying he
problem.
played a bad game. Angel said CJ Stroud played a better
Gabe,
game
that's
than
the
he
problem
did.
with your argument is that week 1 he didn't throw 3 picks. He didn't turn the ball over.
Okay.
He didn't turn the ball over. They won the game. By the way, another game that they won without CMC, which apparently can't happen, but he's done it twice already this year.
They're 1-2. The Niners are 1-2.
Right, is he playing well without CMC? Is it falling apart? Did he play
They're
well today?
1-2. Yes, they're not even in the playoff hunt right now. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so is the bet who's going to hit the Niners?
No,
Are the Niners
I'm
going to make
not-
the playoffs?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like
We're talking about Purdy. Is he falling apart without CMC? Yes or no?
Are they winning football games? Isn't that what you're
No.
supposed to do?
Not are the Niners winning without CMC. Is Purdy falling apart because CMC's not in the backfield with them?
Yes,
Because that's
sure.
what you guys both said.
Yeah,
Sure?
yeah.
Please read the numbers again today because you're dead ass wrong.
They're 1-2. So I'm not
No,
gonna
those
say
are the Niners numbers. Read Purdy's numbers today.
who's
They're 1 and 2 where
Those are the Niners
Hold
numbers.
on, they're 1 and 2 where the majority of his stats come from 1 game out of 3.
Right. Okay, so those are the Niners numbers. I need you to read Purdy's stats today.
I just told you his stats. They're 1 and 2 as a team where Purdy has 1 good game out of 3.
I wouldn't say that's
You
a good
guys-
quarterback.
Jesus.
So
You
this
guys-
wasn't even.
Hey, losing record
How
has
he's
one
not a
good,
good quarterback.
losing record has had 1 good game in 3 games. That guy's elite. That guy's elite for sure.
Brock Purdy's played 3 good games. If you watch the game today,
We're
they
talking
literally
stats,
they
though,
were
like,
going to
stop
win the
saying he's-
game.
No,
Like,
we're talking.
no,
they
no,
were
Gabe,
going
We're
to
talking
win the
everything,
game.
Gabe.
I know what you're talking about. You're saying, oh, well, they didn't need to throw the ball and everything. Okay, well, the bet what wasn't necessarily about the whole team. The bet was statistically.
Look, we were just talking about the Eagles earlier, saying Saquon Barkley doesn't drop that ball on Monday night. The Eagles are 3-0. If Bell doesn't drop the wide open pass that he has today, the Niners win this game. If Moody doesn't miss a field goal, they win this game. So we're not even talking like the team around him. You know, they dropped the ball and he played a phenomenal game. So
I'm not gonna
he
argue.
he has not played a bad game.
And you
yet.
can't say he lost them that game. He played a great game. They were ahead. The defense lost him that game. Special teams lost him that game. He did not lose that game.
Yeah.
I'd say CJ Stroud is way more responsible for the Texans losing today with those picks.
Good point.
Could they
Than Purdy has ever been.
The
this year.
Niners couldn't score in the second half. That's the quarterback's job to score, right? Okay, so but yeah, it's not his fault. You're right.
I don't know. It's stats, and then it's wins, and then it's stats, and then it's week 1.
You guys make that argument. What are you talking
The
about?
Texans couldn't
Crazy.
score at all. The 1 touchdown. And you have the backup quarterback in the game.
One, like it's crazy how you have 1 good game and you're like, see, he's better.
He has 3 good games.
Let's just check
They are
in. Let's just
one
check in next week. Let's just check in. Let's
Yeah,
just
I
keep
don't.
checking
So
in.
I don't know.
I
wanna
can't
check
point
in-
to the
I
bad
wanna-
game he's had.
I want to check into the end of the year because if we keep doing week to week, it's gonna have.
No, we're definitely gonna go week to week with this because we have to.
You guys
with
go
the
week to
ups
week
and
with it.
downs, but it's just I don't know what he's gonna have to do because he wins game being a good game manager without CMC. That's not it. Then he goes off today without CMC, without George Kittle. That's not good enough either. You need like the 49ers to do well.
he's not winning games.
They need to win. Purdy needs to play well to be a good quarterback. It's just
not-
here's the truth that you're not acknowledging. Sometimes quarterbacks play a good game and the team still loses. Those 2 things are possible.
He's not playing winning. Okay, we'll check.
Are
in,
those 2 things possible?
We'll check in week.
Are those 2 things possible?
Week 18. We'll check in week.
Are those 2 things
week
possible?
18. We'll check in week 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To
The
our
answer is
point
yes.
as Broncos fans, did Bo Nix play a good game today?
Please don't bring him up.
Did he play a good game today?
I'm not.
Yes or no?
I'm not jinxing Bo Nix.
Did
Please
he play
talk
a
about
good
any other
game?
quarterback. Talk about any other
Did he
quarterback.
play a good game?
I'm not jinxing Bo Nix.
Did he play a good game? The answer is yes. He played a good game.
Yes, Terrell.
He played a
Yes.
really good game, and he has 0 touchdown passes.
It's narratives, Angel.
0 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions.
Exactly. It's all narratives. It's one guy being the last guy picked in the draft. It's the other guy being a top pick.
I've never
And
once.
that's
it's all narrative.
Never once brought up he was picked in the 7th
No matter
round.
what Purdy does, it's all narrative that just arrow up.
No matter what he does, throw 3
We're good.
touchdowns without CMC Kittle, go to the Super Bowl, go deep into the playoffs as a second-year guy.
Oh, so we're going over.
No matter what he does.
So we're going over the whole resume now, where it's not just
Well,
this
that's
year.
where the
Yeah, that's what we
conversation
said.
started.
You're talking
That's not
narrative.
even
The
close.
conversation started.
Gotcha.
The conversation was they're not even close.
I don't think we're more split than anything else in the NFL right now. I don't think there's another thing that we're more different about.